cool.
Have you ever
It's
seen
Rock on the
Between Two
Range
Ferns?
live from the Grunt Style Artist Lounge with 99.7 The Blitz.
Wait. Okay, so wait, what were you saying? Between Two Ferns? It's
Yes.
a comedy show?
Yes. Just this reminds me of Between Two Ferns a
Between
little bit.
Two Ferns.
We need another one right there.
It's like a mock interview show by Zach Galifianakis where he just makes fun
It's
of whoever he has
amazing.
on. It's great.
Between Two Ferns
Yes.
with Brian and Matt from 10 years.
That's right.
And we are here in the illustrious Grunt Style Artist Lounge at Rock on the Range
Beautiful.
2012. So, you guys, I understand you're going to be taking the stage right after the national anthem.
That's
Indeed.
right.
It'd
That's
be rude
right.
to go
Did
before it,
you
wouldn't it?
ask for that? Because that's like the coolest place ever.
America is opening up for us.
America.
America.
I think it was
That's
that
right.
Novocaine song. I think that kicked
That
it into gear.
darned Novocaine. That's right.
So how are things going with the tour so far, with the latest record and all that good stuff? I mean, you have been out. You were in Columbus, like I want to say about 5 months ago or something like that. You played there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
where have you been since then?
All over.
Yeah, I mean, Novocaine, luckily it reacted the way it did, and it's taken us, I mean, every stretch of the countries already, and we're only about 6 months into this album cycle, so there's a lot left to do. Just a ton of touring. We've been able to be out with Breaking Benjamin lately.
Yes.
We have Seether coming up. Of course, we're in the midst of festival season, so we're very fortunate to be invited to such events. Thank you, by the
Yeah.
way, for having us here.
Yeah, well, thanks for taking the time to come back. I mean, we were talking about how amazing this is. We have a couch
We
and
do.
2 chairs.
Pillows.
No one
I
can see
mean,
this fabulous
we
pillow
have-
behind me that
look.
I'm leaning on.
We have pillows. We
That's
even
right.
did you see the rug?
Oh, that's
They
nice.
supplied.
I think I have
an-
this same rug in my house. Honestly,
I think I do too.
a smaller version though.
Do we live in the same place? That's so
Nice.
weird.
Well, we never crossed paths. That would be amazing.
You never know.
Yep.
Again, we've got Brian and Matt from 10 years. They're going to be hitting the stage here at Rock on the Range. And this is kind of cool. I was just talking to Gary Spivak. I don't know
Yeah.
how comfortable I am in this thing. We'll figure it out. But Gary Spivak, who helps put all this stuff together,
Yes.
we were talking about how this is the first show that ever a Perfect Circle and Tool played together. Ever. Like, they've played shows at different venues, but like to have Maynard James Keenan for a whole weekend in 2 different bands is kind of weird. So if you
Yeah.
guys did a spin-off band, would you do that? Would you take 10 years and do like 20 years and 10 years?
Yeah,
and
that'd be great. 'cause
Absolutely.
You're already in the place. You don't have to leave. You
Wouldn't
just
that be
get to stay in the
fun?
hotel a little longer.
Yeah,
I
of
could,
course.
I could sing.
There you go. There
Not
you go.
really. I'm
I
horrible
can't.
at it. So talk a little bit about the new record. Talk about like some of the songs that are on it. How do you know when you're done with a song? I've always kind of wondered that, you know, like when you're writing a song and you guys are all putting it together, how do you know when you're finished?
Okay, there's 2 answers to that one. One is musically, we know when it's done because it just feels right usually. And now vocally, it's done when we run out of time and budget because Jesse never wants to stop.
That's actually the perfect
and,
answer.
And that's the truth. It's tough because when you're writing, there's so many ways to convey the same message.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we explore all of those different paths, and sometimes we need, on this particular album, it was great to have Nick Raskulinix, the producer, to come in and go, stop, it's great, don't overthink it. And if we're left to our own devices, we love to overthink. So
Yeah, we do.
Yes. And is that the first time you worked with him?
It is.
First time.
It was.
What were kind of the differences working with him versus, you know, your other producer?
This is our other producer, pretty much. So
Well, right, yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly,
it gets hard
I
to see
meant
the
to say
forest for the
that.
trees, right? You know, because you're so personal to it. To have someone to come outside and go, here are your strong spots, here are your weak spots, and kind of help guide you. I thought was
yeah,
helpful.
it's easy for me, if I'm working on the record, it's easy for me to lose perspective a little bit because I'm so inside of it. The last record, From Birth to Burial, I played all the instruments on it, you know, had to write it and then work with Jesse on the vocals, and then my brain was so just mashed potatoes because I was mixing and mastering and like literally everything, and it just spread me too thin. So this time around, having Nick, and Nick is not shy. He will tell you right away if he thinks an idea sucks, and he told us plenty, which is
We need
great.
that.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
that. So
good.
him having that outside perspective just allowed us, and me in particular, just to sit back and play my instrument and do my thing and not worry about all the extra things.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
It's better to go in the record that way than have your brain be soup, because it sounds like
Yeah.
when you're doing
Yeah.
all of that, your brain is just nothing but soup.
Soup and yes, and then handling the politics of things, and then handling, logistical matters and different things like that, and being able to deliver a product on time, that everyone's happy with. It's stressful for sure.
I would imagine. I mean, I know where I work. It's stressful just to wake up to get to the job every day.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
even know what's going on half the time. So when you guys talk about the new record, which, by the way, you notice I wrote it down. How to Live as
Yes.
Ghosts. And I thought
That's
about that and I go,
right.
how to live as ghosts. How did you kind of come up with the idea of how to live as ghosts? Because I see them every day. I see dead people. And I
Ooh, is
really
this
like
for
the
real?
album title. Yeah, there's one at Bottoms Up in Columbus called Beulah. I've seen her. She's creepy.
Wow.
Yeah. So album
Wow.
title, what was going on in your worlds where you guys came up with that
I think
one?
it's actually a song lyric from the song Ghosts, and I'll try to paraphrase because I didn't write the lyrics, but I think it's basically discussing how some people live their lives waiting for some sort of after thing, and it's basically the line is, it takes dying to know how to live as ghosts. So it's like the thought is more like, enjoy your time here, do these things.
Well, and then to add on to that,
Let Brian add on to that.
From Birth to Burial was the last record.
Yep.
The burial aspect of that title represented the fact that we thought that might be the end for the band. We were in an unhealthy, toxic state. We had a different lineup back then.
Yeah.
And we didn't know if the band was going to continue, because with that particular lineup, we would have just called it. Luckily, we were able to. He and I had been gone for a little bit. I didn't tour the last record cycle, and he had been gone since '09. So he and I came back, and How to Live as Ghosts also represents we're moving on from the death of the last lineup of the
Like
band.
a rebirth almost.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
it represents rebirth in a lot of ways.
So speaking of death, if you were going to kill someone, what would you use? What would be your weapon of
How
choice?
mad am I?
I mean, obviously a machete.
A thief.
I'd probably just shoot him.
Just shoot him? All right. Well, look, Grunt Style, this will defend. So what would you use?
Well, I said machete, but really that's kind of gross. I don't
No.
know.
That's super cool.
Maybe if it's like ninja style, like a ninja thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm half Asian, so I'll just go with the ninja approach.
I thought we were going
Right
to
on.
racially ambiguous.
Oh, well, I am very racially ambiguous. So every country we go to, they think I'm from there. So
I was
I
gonna-
live everywhere, apparently.
I was like, did I date you? Because you look very familiar to me. All right, so the guys go on 225 today.
That's right.
Monster Main Stage,
Yes.
right after the national anthem. Thank the other two gentlemen in the band, Jesse, everything. And
Yes.
again, Matt Bryan, 10 years. Make sure you pick up their album if you haven't gotten it yet. There's more on there than just the Novocaine song, which is badass. But a lot of really deep thought went into this one. Great production on it, too. You guys did an amazing job
Thank
on the
you.
record. So we'll see you guys at Rock on the Range on the main stage. All right.
Let me get one too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to take a pillow?
I've had one. I'm over here lounging on it. If you want me to have both of them, sure.
I think it's good for your back.
It is.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.